Good morning. This is Your Insurance Connection. I'm your host, Donald Marquez. On Your Insurance Connection, we talk about saving money on auto insurance, homeowners insurance, yes, and we talk about life insurance. Welcome to the show. Good morning, everyone, and happy Easter this morning, Sunday morning. And we're at KUNV 91.5 Jazz and more. My name is Don Marquez. Welcome to my show, broadcasting right here, almost 2 years right here at KUNV 91.5. I just want everyone to have a wonderful, happy Easter today. And my guest today is in the studio with me, Christene Bernard. How are you, Christene?
I'm doing well, Don.
Thank you for joining me today.
Happy Easter to everyone
Happy
listening.
Easter to you too as well. It's it seemed like a beat of the heart. It was only the first of the year, and look where we are right now. Time goes by quickly, especially as we age in life, right?
It goes by too quick. Absolutely.
Yeah, it does. After 50, it's just a blur after 50, I think. You know, you wake up one day and you're 50 and you say, where did 50 years go?
I know. We have to be responsible adults.
Yes, we do. And especially, at being responsible adults, when we get older, taking care of our responsibilities.
Yes.
Being responsible adults. And this is where you come in. I do appreciate you coming on my show, Your Insurance Connection, because we tied together. We've done a lot of business together over the years to help people better understand that they can receive a power of attorney if they have that loved one that needs help, if they have Alzheimer's, dementia, and that person needs to speak in their behalf or sign documents in their behalf. And we've also helped people to better understand it's good to have someone on the deed of the property.
Absolutely.
Especially if you're a lone survivor spouse. And there's so many impacts that you impact people in a special way. I just want to thank you.
You're welcome.
With all my gratitude and heart.
Thank
you really have helped a lot of my customers. And
we're helping each other.
Yes, we are. But when it comes to extending this additional service, I've never done this before in my career. I tried to bring other paralegals on to help me with my clients, but they would always, a little bit of shy coming in. But you was like, okay, let's do it.
I'm not shy at all.
I see that. So my special guest today is Christene Bernard. She's the owner of Everything Legal. And Christene, I'm gonna just let you take it away for right now.
All right.
And I'll just chime in a little later. How's that? I'm gonna put my tray up, my seat. Put your tray up, my seat up, and put my seatbelt on, and let you fly this journey we're gonna be on for the next 30 minutes.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you again, everyone, for listening on this Easter Sunday. One of the things that Everything Legal does is we try to help the community bring forth taking care of their final expenses. Things like preparing their will, doing their medical and financial power of attorney. Another thing we do is if you have family members that are seniors and maybe one of grandpa or grandma has passed and they're still on the deed, we need to take off the person that's deceased and add someone else to the deed so that they don't lose their home in probate. Now, keep in mind, having a trust, a lot of people can't afford a trust. There are other ways to make sure that the home is saved in probate. If you just have a home, you don't really need a trust. We can take care of that and add someone to that deed. It's especially important if they are a relative, because it's a little easier to do. But say, for instance, you don't have a surviving relative. There's also another document that's called Deed Upon Death that you can name an organization, a church, a fraternity, or whatever to this document, which we would prepare for you right now. And once you pass, they would just have to take your death certificate to the county recorder, and that property becomes yours.
Now, when it comes to property is one thing. What about cars, boats, motorcycles, vehicles, and toys? how without a will or a trust, how is that passed on? And let's say maybe the car still has a car payment left.
Yeah, well, I include those in my deed. I'm sorry, in my wills, and we put the account number where the car payment is. The person who's inheriting the property or the executor may decide that we're going to liquidate and we're going to sell everything.
But like I said earlier, what if they don't have a will or a trust with car payments?
They need to call me.
That's right. That solves that, doesn't it?
They need to call me.
That definitely solves that, because, I know families have been devastated losing a primary family member.
Yes.
And they were the last of the grandparents, the last of the parents. And now they're faced with the financial devastation of not taking care of their due diligence, because, homes are being lost,
Yes.
properties are being lost. It's just a mess. It's just, when we leave our family, and we're all going to leave our family one day. It's not a if, it's a when. We want to make sure that our paperwork is in order. And this is why I have Christene on the show today.
And another thing is, there may be paperwork already put together, but sometimes our family members don't want to talk about it, and we have no idea if it's under the carpet, if it's in the closet, if it's in a shoebox, where it is.
Next to blue suede shoes. It could be anywhere. And many times, if you've heard this in your lifetime too as well, family members go into the home, tear up the house,
looking for stuff.
Right, looking for documents. And you advise, because we had a broadcast before, that have a list.
Yes.
Have a list of and not only the list too, but have the conversation with your family members.
Yes.
We have celebrations like Easter. Family members get together for Easter. We get together for sporting events. And no one wants to talk about, this is where my will is. This is where my trust is. My life insurance policy. What is wrong with having that conversation?
And that would be the perfect time while your family members are all gathered together, or the ones that you want to be responsible for your items, to pull them aside and say, let me show you where this is. This is where that is. This is who you call if you need to talk about my life insurance, or if I've prepared their will, they could give me a call and we can go that way.
What happens to family meetings? Families used to get together and have family meetings, and we don't do that anymore.
And Sunday dinners.
And Sunday dinners. Everybody goes to the fast food restaurant, where they bring in their tacos in or their burgers, and it's sitting down at the family dinner table, and having a conversation about things that maybe young children or grown adults will prefer not to talk about.
Maybe you and I having this conversation right now will turn a light bulb on for somebody to say, we need to start doing that again, at least once a month. It doesn't have to be every Sunday, but you need to know the condition of your seniors. You need to know how they're living, what's going on, and not just call them up every now and then. Go visit.
Well, that's a very, very interesting point you brought up, about seniors. Because seniors like to conceal their health. They don't like to tell. When I'm writing a life insurance policy, I need to know the medicines you're taking. I need to know if you had a stroke or heart attack, any surgeries. This is information that I need to forward to the life insurance companies. But they're reluctant even to tell me, which I'm trying to offer them a life insurance policy, which I need this information to help you get a life insurance policy. However, I even encourage them. So you need to talk to your family members about what we're talking about right now. And I encourage people, if you take, medicines, take a picture of the medicines on your telephone. There's so many times people have come to my office to get life insurance. And I said, what medicines you take? Well, I take, and they don't know the name of them.
Or can't pronounce the name of them.
And I have a difficult time pronouncing the meds I take, and I only take 2. You think I can keep up with 2? I know what they're for, but just the 2 meds. Tell her, okay, that's a blood pressure. but saying that, I take pictures of the 2 medications I take daily. And that way, when I have to go to a medical facility, I have that information. Now, I was thinking about this because a couple of weeks ago I went to get a physical, and I came out okay. I'm still here.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm still here, and I came out pretty good shape. They took my blood, body fluids, and height, weight, heartbeat, everything, and I'm doing really good. But on that information that I filled out, when it came to all my medical information, they have this one question: do you have some type of I forget the title of it.
HIPAA?
No, not the HIPAA, but when a will or what,
advanced directive.
Advanced directive. That's it. And when I saw that about a few weeks ago, I said when Christene and I come to the show, we're gonna bring that advanced directive up. Can you elaborate that on a little bit?
Advanced directive, and you'll recognize it when I say it. It's the same thing as a medical or a financial power of attorney.
I see.
An advanced directive, for instance, if someone is in a senior home or assisted living, let's use that, and the fire department has to come, the advanced directive, they usually post them on the front door or on the refrigerator because they need to know, do I resuscitate this person? Do we give them a blood transfusion? Do they want to be intubated? There are things that the advanced directive, questions that are answered, that you would answer, you or I would answer, saying whether we do or we don't.
Now, is there a form of paperwork you fill out for the advance directive, or is that included in the will?
When I do anyone's will, that's part of the process. I do not let anyone walk out of my door without giving them a medical power of attorney, or you call it an advance directive.
I see. Now, with a trust, is there an advance directive within a trust?
There is an advance directive within your trust. And if there isn't, then we need to make sure that you have one.
I see.
A lot of times, physicians and doctors' offices will want them updated every few years because your situation may change.
I see.
Every few years. You may be not as healthy as you were when you filled out the last advance directive. Another reason is for religious beliefs. There are religions that don't allow blood transfusions.
Right. Even today.
We need to know that. The advance directive.
Even today, they still practice that? Really?
Yeah.
Well, it teaches on his religion. I remember when my daughter, at a very young age, she was suffering with cancer. She had liver cancer, and it was brought up that she needed a blood transfusion in Children's Hospital in Los Angeles.
Yes.
And her aunt said that we should let the baby go because she shouldn't get a blood transfusion. That's a tough decision. Well, my daughter's alive and well today. She's
thank goodness you made the right choice.
Yeah, we made the right choice. I couldn't imagine, with the technology that we have, that's the God-gifted technology that we have, and not utilize it when the time is needed.
There are still people that practice that belief.
That's interesting.
And that needs to be on the advance directive, or what I call a medical power of attorney. I also add on there whether they want to be, if they pass, do they want to be buried or cremated? That's another question that's asked on that document as well.
Having a conversation with cremation with my clients when they purchase a life insurance policy, I just give me a small $5,000 life insurance policy, I'm going to be cremated. Well, the average direct cremation, and it averages about anywhere from $2,500 to $3,500 on average. Now, what about who's going to take the urn? Who's going to put the urn on the fireplace mantle? Most family members don't want the urn in their house, so you would need a crypt, right?
Yes.
To put your or you can
call
put
a niche. Now,
or a niche?
A niche.
Oh, niche.
A niche is what they use now to put urns in if you're at the mortuary.
I see. A niche. So that's with your name plate on it and everything?
Or your picture or your
however
favorite.
You want to set it up.
However you want to set it up.
So when there are people talking about a $5,000 policy just to take care of a cremation, that's not enough these days.
No.
It's not enough. With everything included with inflation, a niche, as you call it, or a crypt, is a holding place for the remains. With their information on there, the time of beginning and the time of end, and now they just put dashes up where they were born and a dash. It's a continuation of life, which it sounds pretty clever, but If you're just tuning in, my name is Don Marquez. This is Your Insurance Connection. We broadcast right here, KUNV 91.5, Jazz and More, Sunday mornings from 8 a.m. to 8:30. And today I have the honor to have my guest in the studio. Her name is Christene Bernard. She is the owner of Everything Legal. She is a paralegal. She's helped me out multiple times with my clients, getting them power of attorneys, because my clients come in and they say to me, I have a family member that's on drugs. I need to get some life insurance on that family member. Or my family member has Alzheimer's, dementia, organic brain syndrome, ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. I need to have the power of attorney for that individual. And with the power of attorney, you can answer the health questions on a life insurance policy, and you also can sign the life insurance policy for the individual. The only thing I would need is the date of birth and also the Social Security number. Now, if you don't have the Social Security number, it does not hinder us from proceeding to get a life insurance policy. But if you have family members out there on drugs, and you don't want to get that call one day,
just walling out,
and just walling out, and you receive that call, and I know for a fact family members that you don't have time to grieve, because now you got to receive the call. You have to do what you need to do financially, and sometimes it's very devastating. My contact number is 702-236-2624, 702-236-2624. My name is Donald Marquez. I'm located on the corner of Sahara and Rancho in the U.S. Bank Center. What I offer is auto insurance, homeowners insurance, renters, yes, and life insurance. Now, boat and motorcycle season is coming up. If you would like to compare rates on your boat, motorcycle, 702-236-2624, 702-236-2624. Before we leave, I gotta say, I want to give a shout out to LSU, the ladies basketball team, and also UConn was absolutely amazing. But I'm gonna tell you, I watched them. The ladies came on Sunday morning.
Yes.
Did you see the game?
Yes.
The ladies came on Sunday morning, and the men came on Monday evening. What game did you like best?
I like the ladies.
I did too. It was so exciting. Ladies sports is amazing. They just come alive.
We've come a long way.
Oh, they've come a long way, and they can play basketball. Oh my goodness, the basketball talent they have. It's amazing. And I remember when I played basketball, I would never play one of these ladies.
You played
I played
basketball?
back in the day. I played everything.
Oh.
Well, we played basketball, football, baseball, ran track. I did it all.
Okay.
I did it all back in the day. Now I just walk. I don't run anymore, and I watch sports. But no, it brings back memories. But the way the young women play today, they play better than some of the guys.
Yes.
I mean, I'm looking at some of these women like, wow,
And they're in great shape.
and incredible athletes. I just want to, congratulate the LSU Tigers, our Lady Rebels. Our male rebels, our running rebels. But when I watched the ladies play Sunday, and it was just I recorded it, and the reason why I recorded it, because I don't want to see all those commercials.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hear these commentators in the halftime with all their opinions. It's just a bunch of opinions.
Fast forward.
I want to see the game in full pace, and I do that a lot now. I record because the commercials are way too many commercials.
Yeah.
But I enjoy watching. Our weather's getting a little bit better. People are starting to get out a little bit and walking in their neighborhoods, talking to their neighbors, and just enjoying our beautiful weather here in Vegas. Because as we all know, coming June, July, and August, the heat is on, right?
I'm just glad the wind is gone, so I don't have to chase my trash can down the street.
Chase the trash cans down the street. Well, it's that time of the year. March is a windy season for Vegas.
Yes.
It's always been that way. I was born and raised here in this town, and I love my city. And I want to thank the customers that came in and purchased home, auto, and yes, life insurance. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you better understand insurance. People come with a lot of different questions. I had a gentleman came in. He came in Wednesday. And he asked me to review his insurance. He was an elderly gentleman in his 80s, and he came in my office. He had all his paperwork. He had his life insurance policy, and he also had his auto insurance policy. Now, he's in his 80s, but he just wanted to make sure his paperwork was in order. I do
appreciate
offer
that.
Yes, I do offer no obligation reviews as well. And do you offer no obligation reviews when people can have their will or trust reviewed?
Donna, I even will go as far as someone who has a contract with the mortuary to review their contract to make sure that, for instance, a casket is no longer there. Are you replacing it with something? This person has already paid for that. What are you replacing it with now? And I need your initials on this so that we can make sure they're not getting recharged.
I see.
So yes, I do.
And that's what you call a pre-need package. Now, they were supposed to be honored. Sometimes when you buy those at an early age, I know they have to honor them, but you may get a lot substandard because at that time,
exactly,
the casket costs so much. And that's one of the driving factors behind pre-needs. People are always concerned about the package at that time when they purchase. However, the funeral homes guarantee that, this package will be there at time of need. Only if the family members know. But at time of need, you have to understand, let's say a life insurance policy versus a pre-need, just briefly here. A life insurance policy is a tax-free benefit. A life insurance policy will more than likely have money left over. A life insurance policy you can borrow from. Now, a life insurance policy is not taxable. With the pre-need package, you may be taxed. There's no cash value asset. You can't borrow money from a pre-need if you need to. A life insurance policy will not only take care of the final expenses for the funeral, but it'll also have money left over to move people out of their home, pay for that car payment if there's still a car payment. If there is still a mortgage, it'll pay for the mortgage. A pre-need package will not pay for any of that. Now, I'm not saying that if you already have a pre-need, you don't need life insurance. What I'm saying is if you got a pre-need and you've already paid it off, it costs you 3 or 4 times more than a life insurance policy for a shorter time, but it costs you 3 or 4 times more when a life insurance policy can do the exact same thing. My name is Donald Marquez. This is your Insurance Connection. Contact me at 702-236-2624, 702-236-2624.
This is Christene Bernard, and you can reach me at 702-857-4401. And if you'd like to check to see what other services we offer, I can be reached at everything-legal.com. And I need to mention that I'm a mobile notary. So for those of you who cannot get out, I'm happy to come to you or come close to you to handle that service for you as well.
And I see on your brochure here you have notary services. What is a CV and resume?
Well, there's a lot of people who are looking for jobs. And so they need their paperwork, their resumes. CV is when you're professional. We prepare their CVs so that it looks nice for presentation.
So CV means, I know what a resume is, but what is a CV exactly?
CV is a curriculum vitae, which is another word for an advanced resume.
Oh, okay. An advanced resume. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
We list all your degrees on it.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
We package it up nicely so that you have a good presentation.
That's wonderful. And then lease and evictions, you help people with that.
I help people with those as well.
Okay, because that has a lot of moving parts when it comes to lease and evictions. That's good news. That's good news. Christene Bernard, a team member of Your Insurance Connection, or maybe I may be a team member of Everything Legal. But we work together as a team. That's the main thing. Again, she's a notary, a traveling notary. She will come to you. She can help you with that deed on property. Now, listeners, when you put a person on your deed, on your property, they can't go out and take out a loan. They can't sell your home. So don't feel that you're jeopardizing your property by putting a loved one on your deed. What you're doing, they act as a beneficiary at that time when that time comes for all of us, avoiding probate in most cases and passing the property on smoothly.
In some instances, for instance, a deed upon death, there's specific language that says that this document is only activated once there is a death of the person who owns the property initially.
When a person has a POA, a power of attorney, over a loved one, or whoever the person may be.
Yeah.
Now, when does a power of attorney cease?
It ceases when the person dies.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
But in conversations I've heard where the power of attorney can extend after that. Is that correct?
That's not correct.
Okay.
I mean, that would go to your trust. In your trust, you name an executor, and that's what the executor's responsibilities would be, is to handle those things.
I see.
It's no longer a power of attorney, it's an executor.
When a person has a loved one, let's say that's in need in a nursing home, and the caretaker, the primary person that put the one in the love home, in the nursing home, and they go see him from time to time, but unfortunately, that person passes away. Not the worst person in the nursing home, but the person that passes away.
Yes.
I'm quite sure you've seen this scenario before.
Yes, I have.
How does that affect families when that occurs?
Well, here's what we do. In my practice, I always make an alternate. There's a primary person and there's a secondary person. In case the first person that you choose is no longer available or able, there's a secondary person that you yourself would choose to take care of that need.
Okay.
So we can even make 3 people. We can make 3 so that you decide who handles your situation.
I see. That's good news. I mean, that's good information. People need to know this.
Yes.
It happens all the time.
Yes.
And it happens all the time, too, where people don't get a will or trust or put someone on a deed of the property, and then the state receives it or the city receives it, and they sell the property after so long. When no one claims the property or they can't afford to get it out of probate.
I think there's a misconception, and let me clarify that. Everyone doesn't necessarily require a trust. A trust is when you have assets. You have quite a few assets, multiple properties, stocks, bonds, multiple policies, things of that nature. But if you're just a single person with a home, you don't have any assets, don't have any other things, we can protect that home for you.
I see. Give them your contact number.
702-857-4401.
Good news. I mean, news you can't share without, and don't keep us a secret. Don't keep us a secret. Christene Bernard is here to help. My number is 702-236-2624, 702-236-2624. Christene, just recently, I had my dryer vents cleaned out. Now, my house was built in 1996.
Okay.
I've been in it
You
ever
built
since.
it.
Yes, from the ground. My wife and I built it from the ground up. But I encourage my listeners to get your dryer vents checked out. Now, what they will do, whatever company you select, what they will do, they will put a tube or snake type of advice down the vents, and they'll show you what your vents look like on the camera. On the phone, they say, let me show you what your vents look like, and then they'll show you the after effect, what your vents will look like. It's like a before and after shot.
Keep from having a fire.
And that's one of the causes of catching your home on fire. So if you just recently bought a home, or you've been living in your home for quite some time, right, and people are reluctant to do this, is to get their vents clean. This happens, and it happens on occasion where though that vent is clogged up. A spark can ignite a fire. You could be at church. You could be at the grocery store.
Or asleep.
Asleep or on vacation. It happened to my aunt in California. Yeah. Thank God she was not at home. She'd been living in her house for a very long time, probably since the early 60s, and her house caught on fire because of the vent. My name is Don Marquez. Our time is running short. What happened to 30 minutes?
That went really quickly.
Just like we said when we turned 50, and now, 30 minutes. Go. And that's how it goes so fast.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Why don't you give them your, a little bit more information about you and how they can get in touch with you?
You can reach me at 702-857-4400. I'm sorry, 702-857-4401. You can also check out our services at www.everything-legal.com.
Christene Bernard, a champion for Your Insurance Connection. She'll come to you. She'll talk to you about, your final wishes when it comes down to put it on paper so your family members know exactly what to do. My name is Don Marquez. I'm the host of this show. I'm an insurance agent. I'll be glad to talk to you about your insurance concerns. 702-236-2624. My office is located on the corner Sahara and Rancho, and the U.S. Bank Center located on the 8th floor. My business hours are Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. 702-236-2624. Everyone have a beautiful Easter today, and until then, just keep it crispy. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.